AP Chemistry students. Today we're going to be doing the freezing point depression lab simulation. So I've got my hot water bath heating up right now, and first thing I'm going to do is measure out the BHT. It's approximately 8 grams is what we need, but so it doesn't have to be exactly 8 grams. So we're going to go over to the scale and weigh that out. So let's head on over there and get that measured. Okay, so let's zero our wave out, and then gonna add BHT. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly 8 grams. We just need to know how much we actually are using. With the size of this weigh boat, I don't know that we'll get too close to 8. Let's do one more scoop. And I think that's going to be about as much as this weigh boat can handle. We're kind of going off the edges. All right, hang on. We've got a lot on the pan. All right, let's put that back in there. Okay, let's see if I can get, they were a little over 8. Okay, there we go. So there's our mass of our BHT, 7.9808 grams. Okay, and let's head back over and get this melting. Let me plug you back in. I've got my ring stand set up here. I'm gonna take my, hopefully I can do this without spilling too much. Nope, of course not. I had a feeling this was overflowing too much. That was a really sloppy pour. Let me get as much of this into, whoa, I just lost my stopper. Really struggling today. Okay, well, that's close enough. So our mass is going to be a little less than the 8 point, or 7.9, whatever. But close enough. Okay, so we're going to let that heat up, and it's going to melt. While we're waiting on that, I'm not going to worry about the temperature right now. I'm going to wait till we start seeing some melting going on. As you can see, it's kind of a creamish color solid. When it starts to go clear, that's when it's starting to melt. So while we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Oh, where is it? Where's our cetyl alcohol? So we need about 1 gram of cetyl alcohol. So let's go ahead and get that measured while we're waiting on this to cool. Not cool, heat up. So let's go weigh that out. Where's my second? There's my other. Make sure that's zeroed. so all we need is about 1 gram of cetyl alcohol. Really being sloppy today. Oh, class just ended. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, let's see. Okay, so there's the mass of our cetyl alcohol, 1.0467 grams. Bring that back over and get that situated. So we'll save that. And then, let's see, we really haven't made any progress on our melting. And then we'll go ahead and do 1 gram of our unknown. So here's our unknown. And we'll get that waiting in the wings while we're waiting on our BHT to melt. Alright, there we go. So there's the mass of our unknown. Oops, kind of get a glare. 1.0588. So that's our unknown. Okay, so still waiting on our water to heat up so it can start melting the BHT. It's getting there. The water's getting hotter. Now, once the water's getting pretty close, you can see the bubbles. We were talking about that the other day. You can see the bubbles forming on the bottom where they've got the most energy, and those are water bubbles full of water vapor. And as they gather more energy, they're moving up to the surface of the water. So we're getting close. The water's getting hotter. The water needs to get about 90 degrees for it to start melting the BHT. So I'm gonna stop the video and wait till we'll come back once the BHT has started to melt, and that's when once the water's hot enough and it can melt the BHT, it'll go clear, and then we will start making our temperature measurements every about 20 seconds until we hit a fairly constant temperature. So yeah, we've still got some time. Let's see what our temperature of our water, would help if the thermometer's on. Yeah, we still got a ways to go for our temperature. So you can see the BHT is changing. It's starting to get closer to being a liquid. So it's, ooh, we are pretty liquidy already. Now, what sucks about this is, let's see what our temperature is. Water, the BHT is nonpolar, so it does not dissolve in water. You can see it's kind of heating up here. So we'll have to clean anything that touches the BHT, we'll have to clean that up with acetone. But you can see now we've got kind of a clear layer here, a yellowish clear layer. So we're getting close, we're almost there. So as soon as that has completely melted, we'll take that out of the hot water bath and we will start timing it. We'll start timing it and record the temperature every 20 seconds until we hit a plateau. Okay, so we're almost completely clear. Let's see what the temperature of the water is. You can see the more bubbles on the bottom of the hot plate. Yeah, we're pretty close to 90. Getting there. And you can see we're almost completely melted with the BHT as well, which I just lost some of the BHT in there. Okay, so we're getting pretty close. Let me get my timer ready to go. Let's see. Make sure all of the BHT is melted. Okay, I think we're ready to pull it out, and I'm going to use my timer as a stirrer. I'm going to turn my hot plate down. I'll turn it back up. Get ready. Yep, it's all melted so you can see. All right, so here we go. And my initial temperature of my BHT, I want to keep stirring so we don't get any supercooling going on. So 80.7 I would say is our initial temperature. And here we come up on our 79.7 for our first 20 seconds. Then 77.0. Okay, next 20 seconds, we've got 75.0. So we want to see where it starts to kind of plateau and we get the same value, same temperature reading for a few in a row. Okay, now we have 73.3. Let's get it a little farther away from the hot plate. Can you see there? There we go. You can't really see the temperature, can you? Okay, 71.4. Move this back, see if you can see that a little better. No, still can't. All right, 69.2. .4. Now you can start to see it's starting to kind of thicken up. You can see the crystal starting to crystallize. Now I should probably, got a layer down there where the thermometer can't reach. All right, 68.2. So I wasn't really able to stir that very well. Oh, yeah, looks like we had a little supercooling going on. 69. So it should start leveling out pretty soon. All right, 69.1. Sorry, I kind of missed that one. There we go again, 69.1. Yep, 69. Let's give it one more minute and see if, looks like that's the temperature we're gonna stay at. .69 again. I've lost track of how many that is. We're supposed to have 5 constant temperatures, but we'll just go for about 2 more. We'll do 2 more readings. But yeah, it looks like we're, yep, 69.0, and we'll do 1 more. All right, yep, 69. So, that's our freezing point of just the pure BHT, okay, of just the pure BHT. Now we're going to add the acetyl alcohol to this and create, what we're doing is creating a mixture. And again, with the mixture, this should lower the freezing point. So we're gonna call the freezing point of just the pure BHT as 69 degrees Celsius. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna get this in here and let it melt. And even though the acetyl alcohol is on the top right now, once it starts melting, it'll all mix together. Now this should go a little quicker. This should melt a little quicker since the water's already pretty hot. And well, yeah, you can see it's already really melting there. While we're waiting on that, I need to weigh out another 8 grams of the BHT. Let me see. Let's get a bigger weighing boat so we don't spill all over the place this time. If I still have a bigger weighing boat. I guess I don't have a bigger weighing box. Maybe these. I don't think those are bigger. Oh, yep, here we go. I do have one. Yeah, I got two. Okay, so let's go weigh out 8 more grams because we need a fresh set of BHT to do with our unknown, because we can't, once the acetyl alcohol mixes with the BHT that we're doing right now, we're not going to be able to separate it back out. We'll just have to dump that. So we need a fresh set. Yeah, I should have used this originally. I didn't know I had any more of those. All right, that's we're a little over. What was it, 7.9 last time? It doesn't have to be the exact same amount. There, that's pretty close to actually what we had last time. So this will be the mass of our BHT for the unknown sample. The mass of the BHT for the acetyl alcohol was the same BHT that we had. So this one is 7.9538, and I did not spill any. Oh, yes I did. I just spilled. Really being sloppy today. So we'll set that aside, and we're back here at our beaker, and it looks like everything has melted. All right, so we're going to do the same thing that we did with just the pure BHT. I'm going to take its temperature. Oops, it helps if I turn the thermometer on. And then we'll remove it from the hot water bath. Okay, so this one's up to 87. And then I'll remove it from the hot water bath, and we'll start timing and doing the same thing we did before. Okay, so I'm going to start stirring, and every 20 seconds we'll record. Now again, because this is now a mixture, this is no longer a pure substance, it will have a lower freezing point than the 69 degrees that just the pure BHT had. So we're at 83, and we started a little higher. I can turn my hot plate down. You can see that okay. So this is going to probably take us a little longer. Okay, we're at 80.0. $77.0. Should probably have my stir in here too. That way it can get all the way down, but that's kind of a pain. All right, 74.0. I'll do that later. That's where having a partner is very helpful. All right, 71.6. $69.3. Okay, so remember the pure BHT freezing point was 69.0, so we're getting ready to surpass that. Okay, so we're down to 67.3, and still no hint of any solid forming. 65.0. Uh, 63.2. Okay, now we're starting to see some solid crystals forming. So we're getting closer. Again, we still need to have a number stay for about 3 to 5 rounds. 62.4. Let me see if I can get the bottom stirred up too. Yeah. All right, 62.7. Let's see, that looks like that might be our freezing point. Let's give it a couple more rounds. At 62.7 again. $62.5, we'll still consider that to be the same. $62.2, and we'll do one more. Whoa. 61.9. Yikes, we're still dropping. $61.5. $61. $60.6. Oops, sorry, missed it. 60. This was really supposed to be 63.5. So we're really kind of dipping below. I'm going to go ahead and stop that. Okay, so go with that last reading. So that's, again, obviously way lower than it was with just the pure BHT, because again, we have now a solution. I'm going to pause there and get the our unknown ready to go. So I've got a little cleanup, and then we'll come back and do the same thing with our unknown. And based on the temperature difference of the freezing point depression with the unknown, we can figure out the molar mass of the unknown. So we'll be back in just a minute.